Hello, everybody. Welcome so much. I think I was going to say welcome so much. Welcome to the daily vlog. I vlog every single day over here on my channel. We'd love to have you. If you're new, I will have all the timestamps down below, and you can kind of follow along if you want of our day. And we vlog every single day on here. So welcome. I am Jess, mom of 3, wife. We're in the middle of moving, selling our house here, moving to Arkansas. It's been kind of crazy, but exciting too. So anyway, welcome to our day. It is already 12:30 and I'm just now starting this vlog. We've been real busy today with paperwork, basically, stuff. So if you saw yesterday, our contingency offer was accepted for a home in Arkansas. And so we just had some stuff to do to get that ball rolling even more, you know, scheduling an inspection and figuring out exactly which mortgage lender we want to work with. When we bought this house, we just went with whoever our real estate agent recommended. We didn't really shop around, but this time with the interest rates being so high, we've shopped around a little bit to see like who had the best rate and who could work with us. So we have a bunch of different offers, and it's time now that we really kind of finalize that and make the decision. So we got a new offer today that was the lowest that we've gotten so far. So now we're going to go back to the person we really like the most and ask if they can match it or you know, get it down close to that. And if not, we may just switch to a new one. So we haven't really finalized anything, but David's done a ton of like phone calls and stuff. We also had to wire earnest money for the house. So I kind of did that and back and forth with the banks and getting all that done. So it's been kind of that kind of morning. I went ahead and got a little bit ready today because I haven't done any makeup or hair in like a week, and I was starting to feel kind of blah. It just makes me feel, I'm still in my pajamas. I'm wearing my autism awareness shirt and pajama pants, but that's okay. That is okay. It is now, like I said, 12:30, so Mark is going to be laying down here soon for a nap. I've done laundry. I've cleaned up a little bit. We have not had a showing in like 4 days, and so we're really trying to be patient here. Usually I know towards the weekend is when most people want to do showings anyway, so I'm trying to keep the house kind of picked up and also doing laundry. That's kind of been my morning. So anyway, I want you guys to stick around and follow along to what we have going on today. I know I am going to be cooking dinner tonight, so I've got my pre-cooked shredded chicken out. I'm going to make chicken pot pie. This chicken pot pie is like the easiest thing in all of the world to make. I've shown y'all 100 times. It is like a chicken pot pie casserole. It makes a ton. The filling is just shredded chicken, cream of chicken soup, milk, and like seasonings, and then you stir in peas and carrots, frozen peas and carrots. I used to do this. I tell y'all this all the time too. I used to do this homemade chicken pot pie, the Pioneer Woman. It's delicious, but it takes forever. All this chopping and all this stuff, making a roux. And this one is just as good, and it's literally like throwing some stuff in a bowl and putting it into a casserole dish with pie crust. It is so easy, and it is delicious. So I thought I would go ahead and make that today, and then we would have a lot of leftovers. The last few days have been really warm and sunny, and today is back to being freezing cold. So that'll be really nice to have something warm and hearty kind of for dinner. So yeah, Nate is back at school today like normal. I told you guys the scare we had yesterday, and it was terrifying, but we're glad everything is okay, and they've caught the people that did the threat and all of that. So he was happy to go. What's wrong? Mark is getting very tired. What's wrong? Tell us.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? What do you want? I gave you some lunch. Do you need to go potty?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go potty. I'll see you guys back in a little bit. Come spend the day with us. All right, you guys, the kids are home. Let's see how they did. Nate ate over half of his nuggets. I put a lot in there. He did not have all of his Cheez-Its, and he only had like one piece, no, none of his cereal bars. So he's not been eating as much. It's just like a phase, I think. And Lucy just has some grapes. So not too bad. I'm going to get these washed up, and I'm going to go ahead and start dinner here in a little bit. Put together that casserole, get it in the oven, so we can have it in a little bit. But I want to show you guys how they did.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up?
All right, you guys, I am sorry that I have not vlogged very much today. Honestly, there has been nothing to show y'all. It has been a very boring and crazy day. I mean, nothing big, just, we've been dealing with all this financial stuff, trying to make sure we get the lowest interest rate we possibly can. And what we did was we had gotten a quote. I don't remember how much of this I told y'all. I don't think I told you much. We had gotten a quote from a new, basically it was a new credit lender, but it was like a online, national one. And it was the lowest offer. So we sent that to the people we really wanted to work with that were more local, and we asked them if they could match it, and they were able to. So we got the lowest rate with the people we wanted to actually work with that are, I have nothing against. We bank with online banking and stuff. We don't have like a local branch that we bank with. So we're used to it. Just when you're dealing with like mortgage and stuff, it's easier, I have found, to actually be able to walk in somewhere and talk to someone, and be able to get them on the phone easily and all of that. So then, of course, we had to start getting them all of our documentation and all of that, so that when our house falls here, we'll be ready to go there. We also had to get quotes from home insurance stuff and figure out who we wanted to use there. Doing stuff out of state is just really hard, but I think we've got it. It's been a lot of round and around, so really it just feels like we are just on a waiting path here until our house here sells. We've had no more open houses, not open showings since the open house. So it's been about 4 days since then. So we're really trying to be patient. I know usually we get more towards the end of the week. So we're hoping. I've had a lot of questions about the house and the process of selling it and all of that. Everybody's asking if we could rent a house in Arkansas. We still need to sell this house before we can rent another one. We cannot have a rent and a mortgage. And renting is super expensive. Buying a house is expensive, but renting, we've never been able to find a house that is right for our family and be able to pay for it, because usually renting is just so much more expensive. I actually did look around before we found this house just to see what the prices were. Yeah, renting would be a lot. Also, I've gotten a question if we could rent out this house. I don't really want to do that because I don't want to have to manage that. I know there's people that'll manage it for you, but financing would be a nightmare with that and all of that. So that's not our plan. We really are believing that God is going to help us sell this house, and we can use the equity from our home as a down payment on the next one. That is our plan. So I'm trying to think what else you guys were asking me. A lot of questions of why David is commuting and not moving. I think I've answered that several times, but he actually can do a lot of stuff for the church right now here. He can work on his sermons. He can, do stuff the church, he doesn't even have an office or anything. Like our church is not, our location is not finished. So they're still doing construction and stuff. So it actually is going to be easier, I think, for him to work from home and then be there on the weekends. And also the expense of having to like find a place for him to live temporarily, plus what we sell the mortgage, it's just a lot. So I appreciate all of your ideas, and a lot of those we have thought of, but there are reasons why that's not the way we're doing it. So we are very excited about our offer being accepted. I would be more excited if this house is sold. Like my whole plan going forward, or when we started this process, which I know you tell God your plans and then he probably laughs at them, because like ultimately things don't always work out like you thought. You know, my plan was to sell this house and then start looking for houses. But this just happened, and they accepted that contingency offer. So we really feel like we don't have much to lose. I mean, we will have a little bit to lose because we're paying like a little bit of earnest money and we're getting an inspection and stuff like that. But we don't have much to lose. And this house just seems so perfect that we didn't want to lose it. So we're kind of doing it backwards. I mean, it's just a little bit scary to not know, is this house going to sell before the contingency is over? But I think sometimes you do have to take a step of faith, and we are just believing, and we have everybody that we know, and I'm asking you guys just to help us pray. We don't want to just lower our price here and take the first offer we get, even if it's really low, because we need the equity in our home to pay on the down payment. So I believe the right buyers are out there. Our house is a great house. It's in a great neighborhood, a great location. And we're believing that the right buyers are going to come. I know the market is kind of crazy right now, but God's timing is perfect. He orchestrated this move. He provided the perfect job. He's provided this house. And the last piece of the puzzle really is selling this one. And of course, like the kids' school and all that all will be fine. We know like where the kids are zoned for now. So as soon as we know more of a timeline, we can get the process rolling with schools and pediatricians and insurance and all that. So it is a lot. I feel like though we have moved really quickly. I mean, it's not even been 2 months since David lost his job, and we already have so many answers. God has been so faithful and hasn't made us really wait. I mean, it's moved very quickly, and we are so thankful for that, because transition is hard. And I feel like the more it's drug out, which like us having a quick transition from the church we were at here, as painful as that felt, like we were there one Sunday and gone the next, I know that sometimes ripping off the Band-Aid is easier on everyone. And, you know, it was easier on our kids, it was easier on us than to have to like go and say goodbye to everyone. And, you know, I just feel like that would have been really hard, especially for Lucy. And it's like the similar way, like how fast we've been able to transition to Arkansas. I feel like the faster it happens, the more it's not as painful. It's like quick and it's chaotic, but it's not like drug out. But, you know, it could still take a while to sell our house. We don't know, but God's timing is perfect. So I'm just trying to like trust that. We're doing everything we can do. I am doing everything I can do to sell this house. We've cleaned, we've prepped. Everybody's saying to bake cookies or something. Maybe I'll try that. What I have been doing is I have this candle that's like warm vanilla sugar, and it smells very like homey and vanilla cinnamon kind of smell. And so I've been lighting that. But maybe the cookie thing, I mean, I would try it. We are cleaning everything. Everything's perfect when we leave. Our agent is showing it as much as she can. She's been really aggressive, like staying on top of the people who are interested. So we're doing everything we can do on our end, and now we just have to wait for God's timing. So anyways, dinner was so good. We had chicken pot pie, and we have a ton of leftovers. There is just something so comforting about chicken pot pie, and I love that I can whip it up so quickly. I know all of you are going to say recipe, and I feel like I've shown the recipe so many times, but all it is you layer pie crust on the bottom. I do 1.5 pie crust for a 9x13 pan. The filling is shredded chicken, as much as you want. I do about 3 cups or so cooked shredded chicken. What I usually do is make chicken and then do half for the buffalo chicken, a big family pack, half for the buffalo chicken dip and half for the chicken pot pie. That's like our two go-tos. So it's like 3 cups of shredded chicken, 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, or 1 big can, about 2.5 cups of milk, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of onion powder. I did some garlic powder too. And that's it. Pepper, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. And then you just mix up the filling, pour it over the first pie crust, and then you top it with another pie crust, which in a big 9x13, I do a pie crust and a half. So it takes 3 pie crusts to make that huge chicken pot pie. And it is so much food. I mean, we have a ton of leftovers. We probably only ate 1/4 of that, if that. So we have a ton of leftovers. And they're really good leftover. You can even freeze. I will freeze individual servings. And then when you want to make it, you just either defrost it or defrost it in the microwave, heat it up. It's delicious. It's quicker than takeout. And oh, I forgot to say, you bake it at 375 for about an hour. And then I usually broil it for just a minute to get the top a little bit more brown. But that's it. And it's so good and filling and like perfect on a cold, winter or fall night. I will make it even in the summer though, because we love meals like that. The kids don't eat it. Nate, he is so sensitive to smells, and this is very like chicken pot pie, like veggie chicken kind of smell. And he kept like sniffing, because I made him mac and cheese, but he kept sniffing my plate. And he kept saying, that smells disgusting. And I'm like, it's not disgusting, but I understand you may not like it. We're trying to work on manners, but he's very honest. But he kept smelling it. So I'm like, well, maybe he'll get used to the smell. I don't know. Kids don't really like casseroles, but I still make them because they're great for leftovers. David will eat it for lunch, or I'll have it left over for dinner one night or whatever. So anyway, the kids are, Mark is ill as a pill. He's got a cold, and he did not take a nap worth anything. Like, it was maybe an hour. That's just not enough for him. So he is very grouchy. They're talking to Grammy and Grandpa, and I can hear him like fussing in there. So they have about an hour, they have about an hour till bed. And it can't come quick enough, I think, for Mark, because he is so grouchy. But that's okay. He's 3. I heard a joke today that said the difference between a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. A 3-year-old is just a terrible 2 that's had a year of practice. I just laughed because that is exactly where Mark's at. We have had a rough couple. I guess it's only been right at a month since he turned 3. Since he turned 3, and he's got big feelings, and it's been very stressful. I mean, there's just been a lot of change and a lot of stuff. And so I know he feels that, but he has just had so much, fussiness and like tantrums, and we're just being patient with him. So anyway, I also did a short today, so I'm going to go ahead and edit that and get that up. I have not done the shorts because life has been so crazy, and it's really hard with the daily vlogs to remember to do the shorts half the time. Like, I'm like at the end of the day being like, oh, I forgot to film the short. So I'm sorry, my phone keeps beeping. So I'm going to edit that real quick, get that up, and then I'll edit this video and get that up. And I'm hoping we can all have a very relaxing sleep tonight and wake up refreshed for tomorrow. Hopefully we get some showing news. I'm just praying for all the showings to come. So I'm going to go see why Mark is now crying. I love you guys. If you like the video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Please subscribe if you're new. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
It's 2 a.m. and I can't fall asleep, 'cause I'm not tired. I'm thinking about the days